Okay. Welcome, martial arts fans and global martial arts enthusiasts to the 14th World Wushu Championships. We have been showcasing and celebrating the non-combative arts of Taolu and the beautiful combat of Sanda. We are here at the Kazan Gymnastics Center. They call it the Gymnastics Palace here in beautiful Kazan, Russia, in the Tatarstan Republic, the great sporting republic of Tatarstan. And we have a treat. The semi-finals tonight. 5 women's divisions, 48 kilogram, 52 kilogram, 56 kilogram, 60 kilogram, and 65. And then 7 men's division semifinals, 65, 70, 75, as well as 80, 85, and the big boys, 90 and over 90 kilograms. Semi-final action here on day 4 at the 14th World Wushu Championships. It has been exciting. The beautiful, dynamic, and fan-friendly, spectacular martial art of Sanda. I am your host, Robin Black, professional combat sports commentator. There are our rankings of the medals so far throughout the championships. Taolu has completed many divisions. You see China, of course, the home of Wushu. Wushu brings together the Chinese martial arts and all the way down through to Iran. I'm Robin Black, and I'm so pleased here to be joined by Mr. Tony Sims, a lifelong practitioner of Chinese martial arts, Wushu competitor and coach, longtime coach, and International Wushu Federation certified judge and platform referee. Tony, day 4, it has been spectacular so far.
We've had spectacular fights, Robin. Last night was just an amazing night of fights that went down to the wire. We saw fights change hands within seconds, and then we saw more of that today. The level of competition has increased with every session. We see fights that really are decided between 1 or 2 points on judges' cards. and we should expect more of the same today. Our fighters have been into quite a bit of combat, so some of them were a little battle weary by the time they made it to the third round, which is understandable, but we still see a very high level of competition in our matches here as we move closer and closer to the finals.
And there are some tantalating matchups. We have seen these athletes come through, and we are pitting the best against the best now. Of course, every winner of every fight tonight is going through to the finals. That is, by definition, what semifinals are. You lose, your tournament is done, you win. You go through to the you go through to the finals to battle for gold. And Tony, we welcome Sanda competitors and fans from around the world, but we'll also have new fans. Let's talk a little bit about the striking arts. We blend striking, wrestling, grappling, takedowns, throws, punches, kicks. Sanda showcases it all. Let's talk about, for our fans, where and how will these punches and kicks land to score?
Well, in Sanda, legal techniques include throws, and they include punches and kicks. Sanda does not use elbow strikes or knee strikes. In fact, you can earn penalties for that. There are areas of the body that are not considered legal target areas, and you can earn penalties for those striking those areas as well. You're not allowed to push against joints in Sanda. You're not allowed to strike the throat area or the back of the head, top of the head as well. The shin is not a scoreable area, but the thigh is an area where you can score. So you'll see a lot of fast, furious thigh kicks scoring 1 point. In Sanda, you have scoring range of between 1 and 2. This year, the new rules allow for combinations of points that are a little bit different than previous years, Robin. But for example, a thigh kick will earn you 1 point. Punch to the body, punch to the head earns you 1 point. A kick to the head earns you 2 points. A kick to the torso earns you 2 points. In terms of our takedowns, a takedown where it's clean and the opponent is still standing while he's thrown an opponent to the lei tai, it's 2 points. If he loses his balance and ends up on top of the opponent, it's only a 1 point. Only 1 point is earned. As you've mentioned, we're fighting on the lei tai, and so when fighters go off the lei tai, one fighter stays on, one fighter goes off. That fighter on the lei tai earns 2 points.
It's a lot of different ways to score and put it together, but our audience will find out very, very quickly that it's actually a fantastic spectator sport. In my travels as a martial arts commentator, this is the near perfect rule set, skill set, and scoring that exists in fighting to allow free-flowing combat. You will see the level of athletes that we have tonight. They will throw punches and kicks immediately into the grappling and the throwing, seamlessly blending the different phases of combat. It really is something beautiful. And we are introducing judges and referees right now. They play a huge role in this. They develop a highly specialized skill set to be able to follow this fast action and score these fights.
Sure, Robin. As you mentioned, we're now introducing the jury of appeals with the chief referee of the entire competition. And the rules allow for teams to appeal decisions within a very specific range of time immediately. When they notice, they have a paddle down near each of the fighters' corners where they're allowed to appeal. There are very specific rules around the appeal and what they can appeal. Sometimes the countries are still adjusting to the new rules. One of the things that we saw this morning was when there's a tie and neither fighter has an admonition, which is a type of penalty, or has a warning, which is a 2-point penalty. When there's still a tie, we go to the fighter who was lighter on the weigh-in day. And that is what IWF rules use to break the Sanda tie. Some of the fighters' coaches were a little bit unclear on that. Doesn't quite constitute an appeal, but it is an opportunity for us to help educate people, and the Sanda rules just recently changed.
The International Wushu Federation has done a brilliant job because you see everybody involved here. and they work in an almost choreographed manner to allow the fighters and the teams to compete as freely as humanly possible in a controlled and protected environment. It is a beautiful thing to see.
Fighting for a place in the finals.
That inherent danger is part of the appeal and the love for a lot of people, is to put yourself in a situation where you can freely express your skills while walking on the edge. That is a part of the appeal and the love of competing for these athletes. And we start off strong here.
Our viewers will see the experienced Sanda fighters really controlling their position on the lei tai. That yellow warning line lets fighters know how close they are to the edge, but you'll see fighters that are able to operate even within that warning area and not go off the lei tai.
A nice matchup to start. Women's 48 kilogram semifinals, 14th World Wushu Championships, Sanda, day 4. Robin Black and Tony Sims, Bakyong Byon from Korea, and Alian Tursin from Kazakhstan in the blue.
Both fighters using the first few seconds here to feel each other out. They know that whoever's gotten to this place has an arsenal of weapons, and that takedown by Byon lands on top, earns 1 point for a Korean fighter.
And she has looked excellent in that clinch. Very light on her feet. Able to travel that distance with the threat of the side kick.
And we've seen this as characteristic of our fighters from Korea. Just beautiful footwork, being able to get inside fast while maintaining a great striking distance with their legs.
Part of the combat sport identity of Korea and the Korean athletes, Korean coaches, is of course informed by Taekwondo, and that traveling side kick or cut kick is very much a facet of that martial art. Something we've talked about a lot and has really impressed me with the modern thinking of both Sanda and the Wushu Federation is the complete welcoming and willingness of different styles of athletes to compete as long as they compete under the Sanda rule set and structure.
Absolutely. Robin, Sanda is the sport, the competitive aspect of Sansho, which is full contact fighting in Chinese martial arts. But Sanda as a competition allows fighters from different combat martial arts backgrounds to bring their styles and techniques as long as they conform to the regulations outlined for scoreable target areas and legal techniques.
Tursin in blue landed a right hand as she caught that kick. Only one judge saw it.
This has been a very fast first round here, Robin.
Turning side kick from Byon.
Byon ahead here, and it looks like she'll take that first round. Our viewers will get a chance to hear in the corners what the coaches have to say.
We do that for fans from that country. Outside trip, pressure on the head and neck. And here, jab, right hand as she floats off to her own left. Block and counter, some good work. And again, a throw, seamlessly blending it together. No instructions needed, perhaps, here. But we like to give that little inside track. If you speak the language and you are from Korea, or you are from the background or the country that represented by the fighters, you get a little extra insight. So of course, Tursin and her team will have looked to make a few adjustments here. But Byon will make some adjustments as well based on the information that she's gathered from round 1. One of those lessons from round 1 was that if she can get control of the head, start to pressure that spine, she's been successful with nearly every attempt at taking down Tursin. And there she is again.
Difference between that throw, Beyond was able to stay upright, so she earned 2 points for that. The first throw, she earned 1 point.
Globally, as combat has evolved over the last few years, a true understanding and control of range has been the biggest improvement you see globally across almost every martial art. And something that the Korean team has even evolved further here through 4 days of Sanda competition. And there you see it. Out of range and then all the way in. And that's been the key for her through 3 minutes of 2 in round 1 and 1 here. All the way out, staying safe. And when she invites Tursin in, she either strikes and moves or closes the distance. They're striking and moving. Or she'll move inside like this, tangle her up and look to take her down.
But one of the distinctions between the movement is that Beyond is much faster closing that distance. Technique is very compact and sharp. Tursin's not able to generate that type of speed, and the technique is far more open compared to Beyond's.
And Beyond's getting a read on her. She's able to anticipate her movements and be ahead.
There's a caution from the referee to Beyond about clenching.
And countered on with the low kick and caught the kick of Tursin. Caught again. Is elevating.
Off the platform. We should mention to our new viewers that when fighters go off the platform twice in 1 round, their opponent wins the round. And we move to a second round. That slip also 2 points to Beyond, who has really stretched her lead there.
Beyond fought that, even at the end, down all of these points, fought that takedown to the end. Very admirable. Two rounds. Winning 2 rounds wins you the fight, whether you win them concurrently or 2 out of 3. So it will be Beyond of Korea, our very first finalist across the board, but also here in the 48-kilogram women's division. Beautifully done. We have seen knockouts, more so at the heavier weights. Of course, they generate so much force, but because of that, the ability to finish the fight, even when you're down on points, you're still in that fight. And Tursin did a beautiful job of staying in that fight and giving herself a chance to find the big shot or the momentum-changing shot. But it was Beyond of Korea with a near-flawless performance in the semifinals. She will go through to the finals tomorrow night. Managing the distance all the way in. Pressure on the spine to take her down. Catches the kick, kicks out the post leg. Blocks that one, steps in. And we've seen a lot of throws off that head and arm control. Take the head, take the tricep there, getting under the leg. And one more time. And this one, yeah, off platform.
We have Shiming Dai from China in the red corner and Divine Wali from the Philippines in blue. Our second 48-kilogram women's semifinal.
Wale has a lot of fans in the world of Wushu and is a big star in the Philippines. And she wants to meet Beyond in the finals, but she starts out.
Well, they both just traded 2 points. 2 points for the takedown, 2 points for the thigh kick, the roundhouse kick that Wally executed before being taken down. Push kick against her forearms. Shouldn't have scored.
That time, the entry is done by Dai of China, but Wale, well, they saw that one for Dai.
Beautiful push kick.
Just all about timing, intercepting the forward-moving fighter.
But here, both fighters pretty evenly matched in our first 45 seconds of the bout.
This is a good one. There you see that chambered kick, threatening coming forward, and Dai takes down Wally for 1 point. 1 minute in, high-scoring fight so far. Still resisting, look at that. That was beautiful.
Incredible display of balance and grit.
Yeah. Leverage, awareness, proprioception, aware of where your body is in space, core strength. I hope we see that in the replays. Look again. Oh, this time.
Wally's able to get her down.
But it is Dai of China in the red, still ahead. And she comes in swinging.
We want to let our viewers know that when the fighters are in the clinch, although they're battling in the clinch, they aren't allowed to score while in the clinch.
And there, the strong entry to the double leg. Shimeng Dai of China pulls a little further ahead here with 19 seconds remaining, round 1 of our second 48-kilogram semifinal. Great mobility here and a nicely timed front kick.
Dai was very effective during this round with the front kick and with the takedowns and building the points. But as you said, pretty high scoring round from the outset. Let our viewers hear the corners.
Threatened the side kick, threatened the side kick, but it is Dai who gets in. And there, one more time, look at, these have been some beautiful throws here in round 1. Look at, resist, oh, just got her. See the coach talking about changing up the angle. Even those of us who do not speak the language, we saw the suggestions here. Let's see if Dai can implement them. Lateral movement to get outside to her own right potentially and strike from there. Moving already, following the instructions of the coach. Oh, Wally. Enter. Oh, the Philippines coach is not happy.
He's trying to appeal, but he's not holding up the paddle to let them know they want to appeal. He is allowed to appeal the decision of the platform judge. However, he didn't hold up the paddle to let them know. Very unhappy with that call from the platform judge.
Ooh, a hard one from Wally coming in. There is complaining, which is what he is doing, and all humans have the right to do. But then there is the appeal, and that is a particular paddle that you wave and show them that you intend to appeal that call. He did not do it. But there are language and learning barriers. But nonetheless, Shimeng Dai is ahead significantly. 1 minute.
Yeah, this is a case where Divine Wally has to mount the points. She knows what type of competitor she has on the lei tai. She has to make the difference in the points in the eyes of the judges. And in one judge, they haven't seen any scorable points from her. So that type of push kick that's clear, not doing any damage, but earned her 2 points and moves her closer. In fact, with one judge, she's slightly ahead. So that's what she has to do. Beautiful takedown by Divine Wally.
And now another judge has her even. So she is very, very much in the range of being able to come back and win this round. But that very effective penetrating push kick that Dai has shown throughout the first round. And that, Tony, one of the first rule changes you talked to me about was how those points are combined now with the push kick and the knockdown.
That's right. So Dai would have earned 2 points for the kick and 2 points for her opponent going down.
And that made a massive difference, and we see it one more time.
Another 4 points.
She's offering it again, a thigh kick. High scoring fight today.
Well, Dai clearly into double digits here.
She landed the kick back, but when you're ahead by as much as 10, and even 5 and 6 on the close ones, and 4 seconds remaining, Wally will need to land a head kick or a serious blow, and she does not. So we will see a final in the 48-kilogram division of Bok-young Byun of Korea and Shiming Dai of China, as Dai has 2 fantastic rounds. That push kick to take her off her feet, done twice, was really a thing of beauty.
Divine Wally and Shiming Dai gave us a very competitive match, although the scores in that second round were very, very high for Dai. We could see the high level of effort and technique that Divine Wally has. She just fought an extremely skilled competitor.
2 artists, unwilling dance partners. So this was a really beautiful, this showed you the fluidity and the skill and technique, as well as some of the human attributes of the art of Sanda. That push kick made all the difference. We will move now to the next division, women's 52-kilogram semifinals, day 4, 14th World Wushu Championships. Haibin Kim of Korea against Mansouri Ansamirumi from Iran.
Here's one of our very experienced Iranian female fighters.
Elahe Mansouri Ansamirumi. Some of our fighters, some of our female fighters tonight competed in the morning session. Maybe as late even as 10:30, and they could be, oh, you see the hand skills of Mansouri Ansamirumi.
Ansamirumi, look, using that long reach of that leg, and credit to Kim for taking her down. It took a few seconds, but she was able to use that leg and take her down.
Yeah, you just look at the physiology. Just look at the legs, the height, the reach, physical structure. Mansouri Ansamirumi.
Both women with great speed.
See the distance they're at? From that distance, only one of them can strike and land, so Kim has to close distance. She's been able to do it so far.
Close distance and fight up. She just got in with a jab, reaching up to a taller fighter, but she answers each of those techniques. The question is whether she's answering them in a scoreable area. And that's where Ansamirumi has an advantage here in terms of the point spread. She's ahead on 4 judges' cards. She answers with combinations each time.
And as she fades out, she passes into a distance where she can land this distance. She can land those kicks. And Kim must traverse that danger zone. She's doing it now. Then she enters into hands range. Oh, hard right hand. When you have this type of physiological genetic advantage and you have the skills Mansouri Ansamirumi is showcasing here, we see why she has looked so good. We will definitely have another look at some of that action. Let's listen in first. Unloading. Hard work there by Haibin Kim. she's sliding forward into range. Intercepted by Elahe Mansour and Samirumi. Round 1 for Iran.
One of the things that makes a difference for Samirumi and her, not only are her hands fast, they pack a lot of power. So Kim is taking some pretty hard shots from Samirumi when she's punching. Takes just an edge off of her speed in reacting. And as you pointed out, Samirumi's kicks keep Kim at a distance. Even when she's not scoring, she just sets up her hands.
And there you saw an example. She landed her hands, forced Kim to retreat. As Kim was retreating, Elahe throws the kick. Sometimes she can still reach, even as Kim is moving away from hand range. Beautiful stuff. But Kim is not discouraged. And in fact is ahead on one scorecard. 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining. Round 2. Elahe Mansour and Samirumi from Iran won round 1.
Kim was able to get her down.
And that might be as hard as it is to travel through that hot range, that danger zone that she's approaching right now, if she can get in deep enough. But then Elahe shows that she has the takedown skills too, and we've seen it throughout the tournament. Kim wants this round. With 45 seconds remaining, she's in it.
She's definitely within striking distance of taking this to a third round if she can continue accumulating points here.
Elahe lands a hard uppercut. It was in the clinch, so no points, but as you have already mentioned,
Kim has been effective in getting jabs to Elahe's face. What we would expect in a semifinal match. We have a very, very competitive match with a spinning side kick from Kim. She definitely brought a different strategy. In these final seconds, though, Samirumi is still ahead.
5 seconds remaining, hard right hand. And with 1 second remaining, 3 judges. See it for Elahe Mansour and Samirumi of Iran. 2 hard-fought rounds, but Iran will be through to the finals in the 52-kilogram women's division, Sanda, here at the 14th World Wushu Championships.
What a great effort from both women, and look at that joy from Samirumi.
What an impressive combat athlete this is. Around 115 pounds, but make no mistake, this martial artist right here can generate a lot of force. Has subtle skills as well as she manipulates the distance from the kick to the right hand. There was awesome work by Haibin Kim. Comes in and steps behind. When you have long appendages like that, you can use them in so many fascinating ways. But we keep it going to find out who will join her in the final. Luan Thi Huang of Vietnam or Predo Camargo of Brazil.
We saw a very impressive fight from Huang. Very complete fighter.
The Brazilian fighter has won, as they both have, has won twice to earn themselves this spot here in the semifinals. Vietnam, the red, Brazil in the blue.
That was an appointed attack. Brazil just earned a 1-point penalty for not moving to attack within 5 seconds.
even the subtle rules and guidelines and structures here all add to the speed and excitement of this sport. Hung, the Vietnamese fighter in the red, is on the board. Camargo, not yet. Defends one way, so Hong changes, steps in front, pressures the spine over the ledge of her leg and takes her opponent down. Varying her attack, has different ways to enter here, laces up that left leg. Showing a lot of just light feints. Some feints will get your opponent to react and jump, and other ones will try to lull them. Complex fighter here. Luang Thi Huang.
Low scoring round as we move into the last 30 seconds, but Hong with a comfortable lead here.
Like so many of these fighters have done, they are specializing in two battlefields. Simply put, all the way out and all the way in. Our last fighter, Mansourian Samarumi, really managed and tried to control the range between that with her long punches. But Hong here fighting from the outside and trying to come all the way inside.
Both fighters being cautioned for clinching. You'll see the platform referees as we end that first round with Hong winning the round. You'll see the platform referees give a caution before the fighter is penalized for clinching. So they have an opportunity to make the adjustment.
No thought whatsoever, just a trained nervous system as you see these highlights. Hong catching those kicks automatically, seemingly automatically. Deliberate practice for years and years, picks up the cues and just reacts.
We'll see here if Camargo is able to make some adjustments with Hong to create more opportunities for scoring and execute them. This is where it's really important for a fighter to know what their skills and strengths are and to execute them. Your opponent in Sanda at this level is going to score points, but how you score points is an important part of, has to be an important part of your strategy.
And Hong used what worked, kick to use to close distance, to get in, to get the takedown. We saw her do it immediately at the start of round two, so she can successfully, and did, move ahead on the scorecards and now play her game. Camargo threw a right hand on that kick. Judges didn't see it, not clean enough.
But here's where we see the point scoring strategy of experienced fighters who know to react very quickly. In some cases, Camargo is not on the board because she didn't react. She's defending, but the offensive strategy of earning points is not allowing her to have the judges see points that she scored. And that's where she's still before judges card. Some nice punches coming out. Let's see if she's she's finally on the board now.
But punches as well from Hong, and she stays substantially ahead.
As we move into the last 50 seconds, Robin.
That strategy of kicking to not only add an offensive threat, but engage Camargo in using her own defenses is allowing her to then get all the way in and try to work a throw from there. And she's trying again.
Both women look as if they're pretty well matched in terms of height, but Hong is showing us her reach with her legs, so she actually looks as if she has a greater reach than Camargo.
So Camargo threw one kick, and Hong answered with two kicks and a punch. And that's the simple mathematics that we're talking about here. When you are slowly adding up more points than your opponent adds, it's inevitable that you would pull ahead.
The last 5 seconds down to 2. And the second round goes to Luân Thai Hong of Vietnam.
That is enough to win this fight. And after 4 days, move through to the finals. She will face Elahe from Iran. I'm looking forward to that one. Well done here. And Adina Prado Camargo did very well through this tournament, winning twice against very good competition to move through to the semifinals.
Luân Thai Hong into the finals.
Kick to close distance, so put the ledge behind the thigh and turn her. A couple of punches, navigates the chaos coming at her. Kick to hard right hand. Kicking on the way out, catches that one. Great action.
Camargo showed some great hands there. We're now into our women's 56 kilogram with Olena Ryabokhin from the Ukraine and Ellen Oberg from Sweden in blue.
Oberg fought this morning. Ryabokhin got a bye, so she will be the fresher of the two physically. But there are advantages to both sides of this.
A little bit of a technical delay here as they rewrap the strings on the glove of Ellen Oberg.
There's Ryabokhin and Oberg coming off that win this morning. Tony, there will be advantages for each of them on this. One has been in here and got warm and become more comfortable and carries the experience of this morning's fight in, and the other one comes in fresh, potentially.
Absolutely. I'm just looking here, Robin, because it's more than just changing the tape. There's actually something with the gloves that the referee noticed, and they're having to re-glove Ellen Oberg. So I'm not sure.
Maybe something wrong with the glove.
This is a little bit unusual for our fights because, as you can see and our viewers can see, the fighters are prepped and they move in very swiftly as one fight ends. And so they've usually been checked out in the prep area.
It's been impressive how efficient the International Wushu Federation has made this. For the viewers, it's all action. Action to action to action. For the athletes, they know exactly where they need to be at what time. This whole thing, not just the fights themselves, which are free-flowing, but the work around it, from officials to the preparation, everybody, is a choreographed dance that brings these two together on the lei tai, give them the freedom to do what they love.
I may have misspoken, Robin, for the technical problem is with Olena Ryabokhin in red. Ellen Oberg is waiting patiently on the lei tai.
Oberg's teammate from her country also faced a delay as she had an opponent that had to change a head wrap scenario. So Sweden has faced delays. And perhaps that's why the Swedish coach stood up and was using.
He's over talking to the jury of appeals now about this. As you point out, Robin, he's gone through a much longer delay with the whole scenario around an inappropriate uniform and his fighter having to wait on the lei tai for an extended period of time.
And now they're doing it again. So the only 2 delays of this kind that we have seen throughout the entire tournament have both happened to in scenarios featuring one of the Swedish team. But they did a great job of gloving her up very quickly there. And we have a fight. Oberg has the advantage, to be honest, of having experienced this with...
Actually, in this case, Ryaboken just received a 1-point penalty for the delay of the fight.
That seems fair. Oberg has the point for the penalty against her opponent, and she stuffs that takedown. Ryaboken, the fresh fighter. Oberg.
Nice push kick there.
Oberg has a win already today. If you think about how tough this full contact martial art is, now imagine multiple fights in a few days, and in this case, multiple fights today. We will see it from our other semifinal in the women's 56. Oberg has some nice focus going here. Solid footwork. Calm, calculating fighter. But Ryaboken has landed a few shots and is ahead on the judges' scorecards, and now trying to use her reach. Ryaboken lands a hard left.
Oberg's going to need to employ a strategy here to earn some points.
She did with a few punches there. As soon as Ryaboken went hands-on, Oberg obliged and lands another one there. So it is very, very close now. Round 1, 37 seconds remaining.
Either woman can take this round. If Oberg wants to, she's going to have to just get a little bit of a cushion there, and that punch may help.
She's got a great awareness of where she is in relation to where her opponent is and where her weapons are.
Ryaboken is throwing out kicks, but they're not scoring kicks. That one looked like it slipped in.
And now whoever scores last
in these last 7 seconds, Robin.
Well, Ryaboken lands the side kick.
The crowd trying to urge them on, and Ryaboken just pulled that out.
Ultra close. Ryaboken had a little in the beginning. Oberg pulls ahead in the middle. And in those final 20 seconds, it is Alina Ryaboken who gets round 1. You'll see some nice hand techniques. There's a couple of combinations, a straight right from Oberg. Boom. There's a right hand and a kick. She had great moments in here, and they're sliding inside of that kick to land her left hand. All kinds of wardrobe action going on here. They've got her all set, and she has a round in the books.
1 round closer to a final berth in the finals.
Oberg and her team should absolutely know that they have the ability to win a round or win this fight, because she showed it through that middle space in the first stanza. And she's doing exactly the right thing here.
Flurry of punches there from Oberg.
Those points do not score because those kicks are thrown within the clinch, but they matter. Oberg flurried and pressured, but did not get a ton of points. She's ahead by a little.
There's a roundhouse kick to give her 2 points there.
Very good fighter here from Sweden, both of them. Ria Boken from the Ukraine, first fight of the day, won round 1, but she's in the zeros still here in round 2 as we near the first minute. Oberg having a great first minute of round 2.
Oberg putting together more combinations this round, Robin.
She's also moving forward against the longer fighter. Tough to do psychologically, but the right thing to do.
She's able to reach in a little bit better with her legs. A beautiful push kick there to get 2 points for the kick and 2 points for taking her opponent down. As she moves into the last 50 seconds, let's see if she's able to build on that and push this to a 3rd round.
Big round for Ellen Oberg of Sweden.
Nice right hand.
And those kicks to the thigh just delivered with force. Often we say
beautiful. That's a second push kick within 6 seconds.
She's ahead by 13 and 14 on some of the judges' card. We've seen fighters win the round by being ahead by 12.
She pushes her opponent off, and that does it.
That does it. The other judge didn't quite have it there, but that was enough to do it.
That does it. That actually is enough
to win the fight.
That's right.
Wow.
She actually came back in the 2nd round, created a point differential of 12 points on at least 12 on all judges' cards, and went from being behind in a round to winning the
fight.
Match.
Dominating round 2. Just figured out her range, figured out her timing, did some damage to that front leg when in the clinch.
What an incredible turnaround we just saw.
And Sweden goes through to the 56-kilogram finals. Is that a surprise to you, Tony?
Well, Ellen Oberg, she showed a change in her strategy for that 2nd round. It is fascinating to see someone not just fighting to take it to a 3rd round, but was so dominating in terms of accruing points that she actually created enough of a point differential to win the entire match. We haven't seen that.
Well, we have now. And as we see the 2 fighters ready for the Leitai, you watch over there, Sweden very pleased, as they should be. Wei Min Lin of China in the red. Thi Thu Thai Nguyen of Vietnam in the blue. 2 very good fighters. Saw them both fight this morning. You've probably seen them in your travels in the past.
Wei Min Lin was just oppressive this morning in terms of her fight. She really put on a display. She gives us great sound effects and just fantastic movement. She was one of those fighters. Her side kick is as fast as a jab there, and she uses it effectively in that way. Look at how close she was to the edge and still stood her spot.
No stress.
You can hear her.
Intimidating. Real swagger to her.
She was very imposing on the Leitai.
And it started close in the first 20 seconds, both scoring, but now Lin has put some points up.
Lin's on the board. You see her trying to work her way in.
Hands down approach from Lin, trying to draw you into something, asking you to, inviting you to attack. When you attack, you come into range, and she attacks better, or quicker, or more.
Nguyen is in a defensive posture, and so not able to accrue points. She's more responding to what's happening as opposed to initiating. And Lin is just in a very different stance. She is, we call it playing Wushu. She looks like she's playing out there, very focused and driven.
When a great artist is in a state of play, they can get creative and improvisational, innovative in real time.
Lin got around her as kick to the torso in, and that's what Nguyen needs to do. She's taking some technique.
But 10 seconds remaining. Hui Min Lin ahead on all cards, but 10 seconds can be a long time, as we've seen in the art of Sanda.
It might be enough for Nguyen to decide that it felt better taking a fight to Lin at the end of that round, and we might see her come out with that strategy. But Hui Min Lin from China takes the first round.
Just acting, playing, improvising, and innovating.
Hui Min Lin of China, women's 56 kilogram, 1 round under her belt, trying to make it into the finals. We'll see if Nguyen of Vietnam in blue is able to mount a more aggressive scoring round in round 2.
As you get aggressive, it gives chances for your opponent to catch you, intercept you, interrupt you, counter you. And we do see Nguyen move forward, but we see exactly that. Lin is the one that lands. And with that hands down posture, on some level, oh, there we go. Maybe that's the answer for Nguyen as she gets a point for the takedown.
Well, it's 1 point for her. That's a lot of effort for 1 point. She has to match it with some other things, because that 1 point, while it edges her, we will see, you see Lin screaming at her. You'll see Lin charging herself up to earn some more points.
The 2 points for those 2 takedowns are very helpful, but it also puts that into the mind of Lin. One more thing that she needs to allot resources, psychological resources to, being aware of more. Nguyen made that threat real now, and she has to address it as real. And those are accomplishments, the points.
Both cautioned for clinching.
The points are an accomplishment, and changing the meaning of this fight is an accomplishment, but Hui Lin is still ahead. And she has round 1 in her back pocket.
If she comes in, you see Nguyen going to that strategy to take her down.
Close. Get a little ahead.
See if that roundhouse kick was scored. It was scored for Nguyen.
Oh, now Nguyen is ahead with 35 seconds remaining. But we will see many points between now and then. But Nguyen is the sturdier of the 2. Strong base, has not only taken down Lin, but has not been able to be out-grappled herself. There, now she's faking that takedown, maybe to open up a strike to the head.
Here's another match that's going to come down to the last 10 seconds here, Robin. Both fighters, Hui Min just slightly ahead, but she's wearing down the clock, and she did.
That's experience too. Fully aware, informed by her team and even her own awareness that she's ahead, and just maintain that gap. Won round 2 and won the fight. So Ellen Oberg of Sweden now knows her partner. It will be Hui Min Lin of China. Excited to see that fight.
Nguyen put up a tough round there for Hui Min Lin. And they're down to the difference. 1 kick would have made the difference in that round.
So they started the day with no fights under their belt. They end the day with 2 fights under their belt. And Lin will meet Oberg tomorrow in the finals. This was the best moment for Nguyen. A great moment. And there. Moving back with the kick. So she had her moment. She earned everything she got in that fight, but it was Lin going to the finals. And we move now to the women's 60-kilogram semifinals. Sanda at the 14th World Wushu Championships in Kazan, Russia. Robin Black and Tony Sims on the call. Having a great time here.
We have another fighter from Vietnam in blue, Trang Thi Nguyen from Vietnam. And from the Ukraine, 60-kilogram fighter, Ilona Oklovic.
Oklovic gets the takedown. Ukraine on the board. Nguyen is crowding her and looking to take her down. Now switches to the knee tap. And although Oklovic ended up on top, it was Nguyen with the successful takedown. Most of those were blocked. A couple judges saw points for Oklovic.
Another 1-point takedown for Nguyen. She is comfortably ahead and now off platform for Oklovic. We might see Nguyen attempt to get her off platform one more time. And she has a reverse throw.
We may also see her with 1 minute and 15 seconds here. A strategy could be to just rack them up if it's possible and end the fight. Pull ahead by enough. One judge has her ahead by 8. A couple of 2-pointers. Ah, there's the round.
Platform. Oklovic's off platform the second time, so Nguyen has won round 1. I'm sure in the mind of Nguyen that was easier than mounting more points. Oklovic had as many as 3 points on the board, which is a little bit different than when opponents have 0. Of course, neither of the opponents can see the board in that way, but Nguyen did know she had in her back pocket 1 off platform.
Yeah. And the idea of trying to get that gap, you would win the fight instead of the round, but it's greediness.
Well, you have to know how far ahead you are, and those fighters can't see the board. They might have a sense if they've been dominating opponents, but Oklovic had points on the board, so it wasn't as if she hadn't scored any points.
She takes the round with the 2 off platforms. She'll look to do the same here. Both Oklovic and Nguyen have won 2 fights already. That's the ankle and the high underhook. Diagonal pressure on that body.
Oklovic making Nguyen earn these points. She's standing her ground there. As we move into the first 20 seconds, though, Oklovic will need to earn some points of her own to keep this round close. So far, the judges haven't seen any scoreable technique for her, and Nguyen's earning points in that clean throw means that Nguyen's just earned 2 more points.
1 minute, 20 seconds, a long time. She's up by 3 on 4 of the judges' scorecards.
So she's within, Oklovic was within striking distance of, at least with those judges, evening up the round, but she has to get some points on the board here. And that's easier said than done.
There are plenty of 2-point techniques as she gets collapsed there. Again, that contralateral diagonal pressure on the body. The right ankle and the left underhook. And now, those 2-point scores, you start to think, well, maybe, or at least you could think as a viewer, well, maybe 3 2-point scores. But it's never as easy as that, as your opponent is scoring as well. So,
as we just saw with Nguyen sneaking in that roundhouse kick to the torso and a thigh kick there that at least one judge scored. And there, Okovic's hand went down first. So that's a 1 point for, actually, 1 point, not 2 points. Head judge overruled the platform judge to correct the call.
So Okovic would need to get aggressive, but that aggression is very, very difficult because it opens up you to counters and strikes. And with 14 seconds remaining, only a knockdown or 2 off platforms, or not a finish or 2 off platforms, will be keeping her in this one. Nguyen has pulled ahead with 10 seconds remaining.
This is where Nguyen is just going the distance in terms of the clock, and Trong Thi Nguyen has won the second round and into the finals. Ilona Okovic will be able to take away from this competition some great experiences moving deep into the competition, into the semifinals, and some experience against some very strong competitors.
So now we will find out who she will face in the final as the 2 fighters approach the Lei Tai.
Both of these fighters were impressive in their previous quarterfinal matches. We have Ying Tsai from China and Yi Julin from Taipei. Yi Julin in blue and Ying Tsai in red.
Red side, Krasnaya star, Yongchuin Chai, China. Senior star, blue side, Yu Chu Li, Chinese Taipei.
Points on the board for Tsai in the first 10 seconds there.
Tsai has the left hand back, right hand forward.
There's a takedown.
Beautiful. You see the same side of the body open to each other like a mirror.
Push kick and thigh kick from Tsai and a takedown. Roundhouse kick.
It just shucks off that takedown attempt. The round kick is always open with the back leg. Oh, kicks the leg and darts in with the left hand. Southpaw versus orthodox, your back kicks are both lined up to the open side. That open side is also the strong side of your opponent.
Lin having hard time trying to penetrate the defenses of Tsai as we move into the last 55 seconds here. She's not yet on the board.
You see Tsai adjusting and moving and shifting the weight.
There she gets a throw.
But it is.
Lin has a throw and it puts her on the board.
She's got a lot to make up though with 40 seconds remaining. Hard left hand from Tsai, back into that clinch. Pressing both arms in, 2 overhooks. You see the pressure she applies with that overhook.
Caution for both fighters for clinching.
Battling with the trips. We saw Sai capable of sliding to a new angle, creating a new angle and attacking the open side of the body. Tried it there. And it was Lin whose head appeared to touch first.
You're right, Robin.
The judges saw it too.
1 point to Sai.
Lin's been doing a very good job with that left hand. And I think that's a point for Sai again. If so, with 2 seconds left, 1 point will end the fight if Sai can... Lin lives for another round. Very good round. Ying Sai.
For coaches, it's okay that the rounds not ended. Gives her a little bit more fighting practice on the Lei Tai before going into the finals.
She will be facing Nguyen in the finals. Look at this, just battles for position there.
You could see Nguyen's head just touching before Tsai's head went down.
A lot of confidence, just analytical view of the fight there. You should be confident. In many ways, when we watch a fight, we think to ourselves, oh, you know, we got to get back and we'd have to win that second round. But truthfully, nothing actually has changed in the sense that you started the fight. Look, you've gained new information, but you started the fight with a goal of winning the round. You start this round with the goal of winning the round. So your goals have not changed. Just the information that is now available to you. Those 2 minutes gleaned you some extra knowledge about your fighter, and Lin tries to use it to spin. One judge saw the straight right hand for Lin.
That reverse from Sai.
A beautiful, beautiful moment for her right there.
Lin is making Sai, Nguyen is making Sai earn these points. Has it been a walkover?
Oof.
But there we see something that Sai didn't show a lot of in that first round, which is that fast side kick. Let's see if she's warming that up a little bit more.
Feinting the straight left, which has been landing. They're pressuring the elbow, reaches for the leg. She is so skilled when she has a hold of a part of your body and intends to take you down. Very good work by Yi-Ju Lin to stop that takedown attempt. Good feinting arsenal here.
That's a great point, Robin. Beautiful throw. Lin has been able to hold her own there on the Lei Tai, but as we move into the last 37 seconds, she only has 1 point on the board, and that's been the challenge for her, how to earn points while defending well against an opponent that is very skilled.
Yeah, if your opponent has, and there's another kick gets through, and another. If your opponent has thrown 30 points worth of offense, and you have defended 22 of it, that's great news, but if you have not scored, you're still down.
Moving into the last 10 seconds here.
It's the left hand again.
And there she touches down before Sai again. So Sai is with this sizable difference and lead.
And a head kick as well.
Actually very close to being more than 12 points on some judges' cards.
Dominating round one and a dominating round two for Ying Sai. Full credit to Yi-Ju Lin for staying in there against such a dominant fighter and fighting back and defending well. She had small victories, small personal victories in that fight that she can take away, but the big victory is for Ying Tsai.
Ying Tsai very clearly controlled the points in that round, has to feel good about how she handled that round and handled it in a competitor that had great balance, strong competitor. You see the appreciation from both fighters.
Spinning back fist, just moves out of the way and then counters with the kick, gets control. They both move, reaches through to that thigh. That was a thing of beauty, and there the knee tap. And our last women's division, we will get two finalists from these last two fights. Sheribano Mansourian Semirumi. She looked dynamite in her fights against Arunpa Devi Kisham of India. Kisham in the blue, Semirumi in the red. Kisham gets the leg and pushes off platform.
Semirumi came out firing.
This is going to be a good one.
Semirumi known to overwhelm her opponent with punches and kicks.
Semirumi of Iran in the red, great balance. Kisham of India in the blue.
Kisham showing that she's willing to grab that leg.
Controlling inside the bicep with the right hand. Smart choices. Kisham right hand forward. And trading inside deep. Semirumi has some fans here.
Kisham able to grab the leg, but not able to convert it into a throw. She's grabbed it a few times now.
I know we have a lot of fans and competitors in wrestling that watch this beautiful, complex martial art. Try to imagine executing these throws gloved up like this. That extra element of challenge. Semirumi in charge.
Here's a case where Kisham is defending very well. Needs to change it into earning some points as well, because she's hanging pretty tough there with a very experienced fighter in Semirumi.
Semirumi trying to keep the space. Now controlling the head, now the arms. 37 seconds left. Semirumi up on four of the judges' scorecards. Hits the arms there. This would be a big takedown if Kisham can get it.
Oh.
Why would they have waved that one off? They saw that they both
just
touched.
A little bit too long. No, after the judge had already called stop.
That was a costly change. Costly scenario for Kisham. She needs points now.
Yeah, that push kick just earned 2 points.
Now she's far out ahead.
Each time, as you see, it's almost impossible for a fighter to get Semirumi off the platform.
Round one, Sheribano Mansourian Semirumi from Iran takes the first round. The Iranian team has been fantastic, particularly the women the last couple of days. And you see two women coaches. Right there underneath, and up, and down. Striking for the distance. Defending. Not that time.
पावर बहुत ज़्यादा है, अच्छा खेल रही है, क्लोज खेल और दूर से नहीं खेल, क्लोज खेल जीत जाएगी, वो जीती थी तू, होल्डिंग अच्छा, होल्ड पकड़ में भी आ रहा है, चल शाबाश तगड़ा खेल,
The Indian team has also been fantastic throughout the tournament. And we get round 2, 65 kilogram semifinal, 14th World Wushu Championships, Kazan, Russia, day 4. Evening session. A front kick. One judge sees it.
A push kick there from our fighter from India, Kazan. Not quite making on the board with that. Here's another time, and Simarumi is able to reverse that takedown and earn the points for herself.
Gets a hold of her. Turns her.
Kisham's done a great job of staying just outside of the kicking range and being able to grab the leg, but here again, she has not been able to, and in fact, lost that point while she was trying to take Simarumi down.
Simarumi ahead again, 30 seconds in. She's trying to invite her over to the corner. Hey, why don't you come try to take me down? If so, she'll rotate her and try to push her off. We saw the gestures from her corner suggesting that. Trying it again, inviting and rotating.
Shirabano Mansouri Simaroni just edging ahead as we move into our second minute of the round.
See her retreating. Kicking, now rotating. Yeah, you see that strategy. Kisham's aware of it. Nonetheless, still ahead.
There's a push kick. Earns 2 points, and she pushes off, but Simarumi brings her with her.
So 36 seconds remaining.
A lot of action, but not a lot of scoring. But the scoring that has happened is Shirabano Mansouri and Simaroni for the most part.
Oh, and 2 hands.
Great punches to build there.
You see from distance, she can strike.
Kazan just covering up a little bit there.
Not only the reach of her arms, but the use of her torso through 3 dimensions. Simaroni can punch from the distance that Kazan kicks. It's a powerful advantage. Eight seconds. Kazan's got to get aggressive, and she is. She would need a number of techniques. She's running out of time.
And that round goes to our champion of past, Mansourian, Shirabano Mansourian Simaroni is into the finals.
So we've got a few Iranians through to the finals. We also have Lahi Mansouri and Simaroni. And as you can see, they are of a similar height, a similar build, a similar name. They are sisters. There you see the strategy. She was trying to pull her off by rotating and inviting her forward. When that didn't come to fruition, turned to her wrestling skills, and when she was off, she pulled her opponent with her. Those 2 Iranian ladies, they have genetic advantages, and they have been brilliantly coached and brilliantly developed to add just the right skills and tactics, and they have looked phenomenal.
We'll move into our 10th bout, Robin, our last women's 65 kilogram semifinal from Algeria. We have Lazi Atig Louisa Lazazi and Sharouk Ahmed Zaki from Egypt in blue.
There's the Egyptian Zaki in blue, Louisa from Algeria in red. Final women's semifinal. The winner will go through and face Mansourian Semiromi. The Egyptian fighter, light on her feet. She's moving off, rotating around the outside of the body and firing that hand. She's looking very good here, calculating. There's a left hand, a kick. Great start for Sharouk Ahmed Zaki of Egypt. This will be the final finalist from the women's divisions here in Sanda competition.
Sneaking in that roundhouse kick to the head for 2 points.
1 minute, 12 seconds remaining. Almost through the first minute. There's a side kick caught by Louisa, elevating. Oh! Louisa was pushing her from the platform, and just a little pull.
And there's
on
another
the
off. It looked as if Zaki was willing to go for a second off platform of Louisa and in that round early.
Incredible awareness of where she is in space on the lei tai. That first off platform was beautiful. Great sensitivity to the edge.
As we move into the last 50 seconds here,
Kick caught.
Zaki well ahead in the round. We might actually get to a 12-point differential.
Or an off platform. Both are in play for sure. But yeah, at distance, she can keep putting 2 points on, foot to the chest protector or the headgear. Do that a few more times and the fight will be over. And that's what she's looking to do. Or push it off and the round will be over. And it is.
Just ended the round.
Sharouk Ahmed Zaki of Egypt. A very dominant first round.
Whenever a fighter goes off the platform twice in one round, their opponent wins the round.
See, as she moves out to her left, there she moves away, out of range, back into range. She's in range to touch you when your weapons are not cocked and loaded to touch her. Oh, look at that, just rotates her right off. That was elegant. And here's the second. Nope. Egypt up 1 round to none.
There's a little bit luck with proximity. They were so close to the edge that if they were in the center and she had rotated her, she still would have lost the point. But by being so close to the edge and rotating her, Zaki fell off the platform, and that was that one off platform.
Sharouk Ahmed Zaki of Egypt in blue, Lazazi Atig Louisa of Algeria in red. Fake side kick to a jab. You heard that one. Punches from Louisa.
You can see that Louisa is clearly the more offensive fighter here, where Zaki is the more offensive fighter. Louisa is just waiting to react, and that's not going to earn her points.
Well ahead, round 1, banked by Zaki. In round 2, she's ahead by 6 and 8 points.
Louisa struggling to figure out a strategy where you see Zaki just sizing her up, looking to size her up. Where can I get in?
You can see a little discrepancy in experience and or skill, and that is hard to overcome when you're having a hard time touching your opponent, and they are not having a hard time touching you, and she touched her with the right hand.
Here again, we're into the last 40 seconds with point totals really mounting here on many judges' cards. We are very close to, and we have an 8-second count. That 8-second count from that barrage of punches, and we are just a few points away from that point differential, that 12-point spread that would end the fight.
And the second 8 count would also end the fight.
I wouldn't at all be surprised if we reach there.
Controlling that head.
Good.
Oh.
Good for Louisa, earning the 2 points on that off platform.
She just kept herself in that fight.
She sure did, Robin.
She made a statement to everybody watching that you're not going to get that point gap easy. I want to be here in this 65-kilogram semifinal. I earned my way here, and I'm going to stay here.
Zaki's still very comfortably ahead with the last 13 seconds of this round and the second round of the bout.
So short of a miracle here, Zaki will join Mansourian Semiromi. Three seconds left. Zaki ahead by as much as 16, but a great showing from Louisa. She took a lot of punches, took that 8 count, and still came back to win points.
That's hard to do deep into the second round. What a great effort by Lazazi Atik Louisa.
So we will move through to the men's semifinals, but 48-kilogram.
Sharuk Ahmed Zaki wins.
52 kilogram, 56, 60, and 65. We have finals across the board with our last win by Sharuk Ahmed Zaki, who will face Sharibano Mansourian Semiromi at 60. Yingying Tsai will face Tran Thi Nguyen at 56. Huimin Lin from China, Ellen Oberg from Sweden.
It looks like we have a default in this round, and Sumo Park will win the round.
So as we're looking at these replays, and they are elegant, what Tony's referring to is in, you will see right here on the platform, Tony.
So Sumo Park moves through to the finals. His opponent, Sliapsu from Belarus, has defaulted. Not uncommon at this stage of the competition, where fighters have taken just a lot of beating through the rounds competition early.
To get here, they fought 3 times.
And it looks as if we have another fighter coming out in similar.
If that is the case.
Yes, it looks like our fighter, Teng Zhang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
fighter from Azerbaijan. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Azerbaijan. Ruslan Prialev.
Prialev was injured.
May have defaulted as well. So Teng Zhang of China moves through.
So by injury, an inability to continue in the tournament after 3 fights each. Sangmu Park of Korea will face this man, Teng Zhang of China. I can't wait for that one, Tony.
And it looks like we have another fighter coming out.
Well, again, as we move to the semifinals here, they've fought 3 times. And I believe this will be Bujeka will, oh, no, Bujeka has defaulted, it appears. And Galal Fatih of Egypt moves through. So 3 in a row.
Bujeka of Morocco.
So the Moroccan fighter can't continue due to injury. Tough rounds.
But we actually, if I'm not mistaken, motion, Motahasifi.
Mohamed Asifi may have, oh no, he's coming out. So
okay.
we do have a fight here. But our 265-kilogram semifinals were won by default after 3 fights. Sliaptsev of Belarus and Prialiev of Azerbaijan could not continue due to injury. This is a tough, tough sport. But in our first men's 70-kilogram semifinal, Boujeka of Morocco could not continue. So Galal Fathi of Egypt will face the winner of this bout, Mohsen Mohamed Sifi and Bouabid Abdelhadi, right there, of Algeria. You've seen that before, Tony, where quite a number of athletes after 3 days.
At this stage of the competition, yes.
Abdelhadi of Algeria in the blue, Mohamed Sifi of Iran in the red. Both looked very good through 3 fights here, having their 4th fight to earn the right. And that's what Mohamed Sifi has been doing.
We just saw the firepower
70
of Abdelhadi.
Mohamed Sifi of Iran. Red. Pulling ahead, has 1 off platform, scored the points for that, has a few other kicks, hands held high. The Iranian fighter off to a great start here. And he will drive and get another.
Second off platform. The round is won. But Mohamed.
42 seconds in to round 1. Mohsen Mohamed Sifi of Iran takes round 1. And he is that much closer to facing Galal Fathi of Egypt in the finals. Locking, catch, drive, upright, plants his front left foot, and we'll see it again. Watch the plant of the foot. Plants hard and drives with his right hand, right arm, fires off. Abdelhadi, Bouabid Abdelhadi of Algeria. Although this is the only of the 65 and 70 kilogram semifinals that is being contested, assume that all of these fighters have suffered some types of physical challenges through 3 and 4 fights, including these 2. They'll keep their game face on and try not to show it, but their bodies have taken its share. Caught and hook and drive, plant. Still on the, well, that'll be 1 point, or that is considered a 1 point partial takedown. It was a hard one. Turning side kick does not impress Mohamed Sifi. He makes a point of pointing that out. This is a skilled fighter from Iran right here. Some answers.
Mohamed Sifi showing some kicks for the first time really in the round, in the bout.
2 underhooks. And smashes to the mat.
Abdelhadi struggled there to make him, to try and neutralize that throw. He hung in there for quite a bit. Mohamed Sifi, these guys are very strong. Kick just a little bit weaker than what we have seen, and there's another off platform.
1 more will end this one. Way ahead on points. 1 off platform. Mohamed Sifi could hang back here and just manage this fight and win it, but that doesn't seem to be in his identity. Nope, a hard takedown to add more points. What a fighter.
Abdelhadi is in there with the champion, and he's giving it a go.
He is. This is not some random drawing. These 2 met here by winning 1, 2, 3 fights to get here. Their 4th fight in 4 days, and Mohamed Sifi with another takedown. One more off platform, and that is the fight.
Mohamed Sifi moves through to the finals in the men's 70 kilogram weight division.
Big smile. That is his 4th victory in as many days, and he will face Ayman Galal Fathi of Egypt in the men's 70 kilogram final tomorrow. And for updates all day tomorrow, watch at IWUF official on Twitter. Look at these throws. Turn, pressure, kick, more. And here, outside trip, pressure on the spine, knee tap. And also follow it at IWUF_official on Instagram. Men's 75 kilogram semifinal. We have Yosef Sabri Bibiglu from Iran right there, and Ismail Aliyev of Russia. These two have battled their way through, and I love this matchup.
I'm with you on that, Robin. We saw some incredible fighting from Sabri Bibiglu yesterday. Ismail Aliyev from Russia ended his fight very quickly.
Oh, man. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's feeling fear and moving ahead anyways. And any one of us would be afraid to be in with either of these two.
Both fighters off the platform early in the first 8 seconds of this bout. And a lot of action right after the referee starts them.
Sabri Bibiglu of Iran fires off Aliyev, and Aliyev drags him with him. There's been a few points in the chaos for Sabri Bibiglu so far, and Aliyev comes in with a right hand, closes distance, and he is thrown. At 75 kilos, they weighed in 165 pounds or less, 75 kilos or less Thursday. They'll be bigger than that now.
Aliyev has yet to score points on the board in this first 30 seconds of the round. Sabri Bibiglu ahead on all judges' scorecards, but finally we have a point there for Aliyev with one judge.
Sabri Bibiglu landed a hard right hand as well. There's a hard left from Aliyev, but Sabri Bibiglu takes him down again. We are only 42 seconds into this, and there's a takedown.
Aliyev takes Bibiglu down.
46 seconds down. They've been up, traded punches, kicks, takedowns. They've been off the platform together. These are great martial artists, but
our viewers and our sports enthusiasts here in the stadium really enjoying a great fight in this category. And there's an off platform for Aliyev.
So Yosef Sabri Bibiglu has one, and he'll look for a second. They are enjoying this one. Aliyev of Russia in the blue, down on points, but the pro-Russian crowd enjoying the fight nonetheless. He comes in hard left, right kick behind it, tries to control the head, kicks the inside leg out, spinning back fist, but he is taken down.
Sabri Bibiglu gets another takedown for him, but as you pointed out, Aliyev has earned a few points there on the, as we move into the last 35 seconds here.
It's only been a minute and a half, and we have seen a ton of high-impact action in this one.
As we can all see, Ismail Aliyev is a big guy, so throwing him down with wrestling is no easy feat.
Must be clean technique. Double block off the forearms, and you
So
still saw the
score,
impact.
and there's an off platform, and that ends the round.
Joseph Sabriabiglu of Iran, hard fought first round win. We will go to a second round. He was ahead on points, as well as getting the 2 off platforms. Spinning, oh, so a little wobble out of that spinning back fist. He landed with the forearm. Another big punch, but Sabriabiglu is
a beautiful reversal.
And there's another spinning back fist. A little bit of water on the face, a little bit of wind, a little bit of ice. Let's try to slow down that heart rate, refocus, and get in there. And expect the Russian in Russia to be aggressive here in round 2.
Both of these fighters knew coming onto the Leitai what they would expect from 2 teams that have been dominating in their weight categories here. And there's an off platform within the first 8 seconds. Sabriabiglu really imposing his will here.
Trying it again.
Second off platform, maybe. You saw Aliyev really fight to stay on that time.
He had to sacrifice that point to stay on. He did it again. So if you can get a fighter close enough to the edge that he has to give you that point to keep in the fight. And one more time.
Actually, Aliyev, no. They were still connected there.
You hear a chorus of Russian-tinged boos here in Kazan.
Aliyev gets an off platform of his own.
And the boos turned to woos. These 2 are putting on a show.
Second off platform ends the round. And Sabriabiglu wins a hard-fought second round there. A hard-fought second round.
Exciting. I know we have a ton of action ahead of us and big, powerful athletes to come yet. But our team likes to put together a highlight reel from the day, and that one gets my vote so far. Here in Russia, against a pro-Russian crowd and a Russian powerhouse, Joseph Sabriabiglu of Iran wins by off-platform 2 times in round 1 and 2 times in round 2.
See Aliyev giving credit to his competitor there. The sportsmanship that we look to see.
And the Russians, when you earn their respect, they remember you always, because they know how tough they are to beat, and this man knows what it takes to beat him, and that man, Sabriabiglu, was just able to do it honestly and beautifully, and great fight. Just refused to go down a few times, but beautifully done. Early highlight contender for our end of the day recap. And we're looking for the opponent for Bibiglu tomorrow night. And we look with Philong Sai of Morocco against Elibou Jebrel of Lebanon.
Philong Sai of Macau. That's Macau versus Lebanon. To find out who our finalist is there.
Philong Sai of Macau, a great fighting nation of Macau. Abu Jabriel of Lebanon in red.
Quick side kicks there.
Tucks a round kick in, does Sai. Not scoring, but the punches they do. And punches back from Jabriel. Tries the throw. Nice matchup we have here. Second 75 kilogram men's semifinal.
We see Sai trying to go on the offensive a little more here and earn some points. And that's important. He's behind as we move into the last minute of the first round.
The Lebanese fighter has looked excellent through competition, and now he comes back to answer with that left hand. Turning side kick. Seen by the judges.
Nice and close, and he gets an off platform.
That will put Sai right back in it.
You believe Sai wants to get another off platform, but Jabriel will make that very difficult. That was a mistake on his part, and he realizes it now. Sai has done a good job of stepping into that hook. Second off platform. So second off platform, but in that case, what we saw is that he was able to extract his hands away, so there was a separation. They're appealing it. Let's see if we can show.
Some great action. Little outside kick to the right hand and turning side kick, and then he starts.
And there, nope.
Oh, clean. Tony, have you ever seen the glove come off in that moment as they're holding onto the glove?
Yes.
What's the rule on that? What is the ruling?
Well, this is one of the reasons. This is also a change when the glove comes off. Actually, it's still an off platform.
It is.
Now, but they'll be able to look at this video. They're filling out the form now for the formal appeal. You have to do it immediately, and they'll be able to. But they'll be able to look at what we just saw in the replay and see. They'll be able to look at in the replay and see that there was a clear separation there.
It's on the scoreboards.
They're bringing him around to watch now.
This is done so quickly and efficiently, and I believe it's undeniable. You see all the technology there, the International Wushu Federation.
Well, in this case, the new rule for the appeal is that you appeal the decision immediately, and in appealing the decision, you're appealing the decision of the platform referee under these rules, and the platform referee ruled it an off platform, but they will look at the video to see that there was a separation, as opposed to him still being attached to his opponent while on the platform. That should be the determination.
And so you make that appeal, but do you agree to accept their final decision on it? You do. Good jobs.
And that's what's happening. The appeal committee actually discusses this. It's not up to the coaches. The appeal committee looks, makes a determination, and then they go with the decision. That is part of the appeal process. You don't then appeal the decision that's been made by the appeals committee.
Makes sense. You're basically asking for one more expert view and accepting the results of that view.
So they are going to, should be going to look at the official footage. So they're showing.
If you glance at your screen on the far right, you may see, there you see the athlete. He just popped back in. Sai, he was bouncing around, staying warm, staying focused. Now he's accepting a little more input from his corner, just off screen. And on this side, the Lebanese fighter electing to take that break to fully recover instead. Tony's listening to the results here. We're hearing the results.
Our announcer spoke to the audience in Russian, but we have not heard the determination.
And nothing has changed on the official scoreboard so far.
The assistant chief referee is still over.
Side kick, uppercut, steps outside, punch. But it'll be this second off platform that we will be watching for here. It's this one. Yep. Looks good. So if they see it as we see it, nothing will change other than the fact that these two great athletes will have fully recovered from the exertion of round one, and we're going to have a fast start to round two again.
Ladies and gentlemen, дамы и господа, the decision of appeal committee, решение апелляционного комитета. The judgment was correct.
Yes.
Судейство было верным.
The judgment was correct to our audience. The appeals committee looked at the official tape. The judgment by the platform referee stands as an off platform. But it's great to see the appeal process being utilized by the coaches and teams. And now we move on with the fight. It looks like some people in the audience are not happy about that.
They could just have issues with authority. There could be many explanations. Great work by Gabriel to start round two.
Earned a series of 4 points there.
And two points.
Two other points.
Two for Sai that time. So high scoring, first 15 seconds. And that's what we expected with that time to assess. Both fighters went for full recovery from the energy expended in round one. It's almost like a fresh fight here in round two.
There's Macau looking to get in, actually trying to get another off platform, and he gets it! He gets a second off platform for Sai. He's probably going to try for another, but you see Gabriel really fighting to stay on the platform again there.
Side kick from Gabriel. No appeal, and a hard
roundhouse kick, and he gets his own, both fighters off the platform in the first 50 seconds here.
These are high-level fighters, and to be able to play a game of misdirection and awareness and manipulation and take this man off twice in round one and once now in round two is an impressive feat. 1 minute down.
Sai slightly ahead here.
Gabriel very much in this round. One key sequence and he can be in the lead.
There's a roundhouse kick to give him 2, and he's trying to get his, and he gets him off the platform for a second off platform and winning the round. It's tough for the competitors, but they also have been through some grueling days of fighting.
Fight number 4 for Philong Sai. Victory number 4 for Philong Sai. Gabriel has had a wonderful tournament. Hold his head up high. Philong Sai will meet Joseph Sabria Bibiglu in the men's 75-kilogram semifinals tomorrow. Another great final lined up here in these 2 fights. As I said, to be capable of pushing a man off, manipulating him, tricking him. That was the beginning of the round. Good work by Gabriel. 2-point throw there. That round kick, and then pressure under the chin, push him off to win the round and the fight. And we move on. Men's 80-kilogram semifinals. Wushu World Championships, Kazan, Russia. Robin Black and Tony Sims having a good time here. Men's 80-kilogram. Myeong Kim of Korea right there in the red against Andre Fandino Bonet of Spain. Kim has looked phenomenal.
We move into our 80-kilogram weight division. Robin. Korea in red, Spain in blue.
Spain needs the right strategy here. He's facing somebody with lots of weapons, lots of experience.
And that's what we've seen with Kim. He's able to just deflect any kick that's not within scoring. He does a great job of blocking kicks. Watch him throughout this round. Just flicks the kick away.
And, or slides back out of range. Now a straight left, and he will take his man down, and he does. Fandino Bonet is won a number of fights to get here. He's earned this spot, and now he has the toughest fight of the weekend. And you see it, right?
Inside thigh kick after a flurry of punches. And beautiful, beautiful. Just a second, we have equipment off the
little instep protector. Not any longer. And you see Bonet is dropping his head down. Well, don't be surprised if you see an uppercut or a front kick here from Kim. There's one, there's another. You can see these little tells, and you know Kim sees them. Bonet is staying in this fight.
He is. Bonet is there active, trying to initiate, but one of the big differences our viewers might be able to see is Kim throws very few single techniques. It's a flurry and a kick. He's throwing combinations. Bonet is giving you one technique that may or may not land. So you've talked about the math, Robin. Out of that combination, Kim is likely to earn a point or two.
Yeah. And you can see Bonet, after he throws that weapon, he gets to his defensive assignments. You can understand why. He's got a dangerous man in front of him. But the one weapon and then gets defensive after. And even when you're defensively sound, Kim is going to find those holes and land with 1, 2, or 3.
Pretty low scoring round, but just enough. Kim just needed that number of points to come out on top. Korea wins the first round.
You don't want to make any mistakes for certain, but when you're experienced like, oh, look at that.
Beautiful throw.
Amazing. Just takes the ball of the heel and cups it and spins it on an arc, and where that goes, your body goes.
Well, one of the things we see with Kim is his ability to read the kick and block it means that he has the opportunity to grab it and throw.
Trabaja de zurdo.
We're into our second round here. Myongjin Kim of Korea in red, and Andre Fandino Bonet of Spain in blue. Men's 80-kilogram match.
Bonet is deeper, in deep against somebody very skilled here. In, you know, deeper than any fight he's probably faced in the past, and he's doing very well here. He's staying busy enough to keep Kim honest. Eyes wide open, focused, looking to get off some of his weapons as well. But Kim is staying very much in control, trying to get out of this fight with a win, no injuries, trying to just manage this fight. And Kim is doing a phenomenal job of that.
Management is a great way to look at that, Robin. He's very efficient with what he's doing. You don't see him expending a lot of energy. If he has the opportunity to fight tomorrow, he won't have exhausted himself today. He was able to, using just that pattern of combinations, piece together enough points out of a 2-minute round, and this round looks as if it might be even lower scoring round than the first round, but enough on the judges' scorecard. Some of them haven't seen scoreable points coming from Bonet. There, Bonet finally gets points across all 5 judges.
And Kim now should try to put another one on, and does. Yes, one judge sees that uppercut.
Bonet still within striking distance in this last 20 seconds.
One 2-point technique would tie it for Bonet.
And he actually did get points, and he's off platform. So that's 2 points for Kim.
So with the 11 seconds remaining, Bonet will be very aggressive looking for 2-point scores. Kim will manage the range and manipulate the distance, and he should be able to ride this out. He's a smart fighter, and he does. Veteran savvy by Myongjin Kim.
Myongjin Kim of Korea in the 80-kilogram category on to the finals, with Andre Bonet putting up a valiant effort there.
Admirable. Came to fight. Came to put himself in a position to win, and he really did just that, especially in round 2.
The winner is Myongjin Kim representing Korea.
176 pounds or less on Thursday. These are probably 190-pound men here doing full contact combat. Credit Andre Fandino Bonet. But Myongjin Kim will go through to the finals. And who will he face? Will it be Aslan Bektemirov or Talentbek Akhbatov as we see some action from round 2? That one caught by the arm. So Bektemirov in the red, the Russian. And they will be behind him here in Kazan, in the beautiful sporting Republic of Tatarstan.
Our audience might not have had an opportunity to see it as we looked at our next fighters coming in, but Kim actually wished Arslan well, gave him a good luck nod as he exited the arena.
Maybe a good luck, and hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Aslan Bektemirov has looked phenomenal. And knifes in with that turning side kick, and then the snap kick, the round kick to the head, the snapping push kick to the body.
And he's ahead already.
Another turning side kick.
Comfortable lead there.
The leg is caught, so he throws punches, pulls his man down. We've seen him do that a few times, where you resist and get your hips back, and he just snaps your head.
One kick, and Akhmatov is off the platform.
One judge has him 14 ahead already.
Not be surprised if the fight is stopped. If we're only 30 seconds in, he may be another off platform. Actually, the point spread, but the fighters don't think about that.
No. Point spread would have ended the fight, but the off platform ended the round.
That's right. Actually,
if judge number 4 were to have given those 2 points for that off platform, this fight would be over. That may have been an oversight.
well, I'm not sure of what his scores were before. He definitely would have given the off platform, but he might have only been at 8 points before. It's important for our audience to know this. I don't think we've talked about this much, Robin, but there are 5 judges out. Because of the way the fight moves throughout the match, not every judge sees the same technique. The majority of them will see very clear techniques, especially when the sound and movement are there. But as a judge, if you don't see the technique, you are not to score it. So that accounts for some of the differences, the slight variations we see for a judge that's on one corner that can't see the technique on an opposite corner. It's going to go with another off platform. Bektimirov, one off platform up within 9 seconds, and you see him close to the edge for another. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it and conserve some rest time.
Look, he stays close enough to keep that crowding happen. Oh, that's it.
The match is over. Arslan Bektimirov on to the finals of the men's 80-kilogram fight with a second off platform for Akhmatov from Kyrgyzstan.
How about Bektimirov versus Myunjin Kim from Korea? That will be our 80-kilogram final tomorrow night. Bektimirov has looked phenomenal, and he does so again here tonight. Arslan Bektimirov, your winner, joining Kim in the finals tomorrow. One off, first 10 seconds. Turning sidekick pushes him back for 4 points in the end of the round and the fight. Men's 85-kilogram semifinal. Emmanuel Andrew Minar facing off against Rolich of Belarus.
Minar from the Republic of South Africa facing off against Takavi from Iran.
South Africa. Blue side, senior star.
And the South African fighter randomly drew a bye in this tournament. So facing the tough Iranian who beat the French fighter in the quarterfinals, and in his first fight in the tournament is facing Takavi, a tough fighter from Iran in the blue.
There's an off platform for Takavi, up 2 points, and an off platform.
Landed a punch to get that going, and he's going to try
Here's
again.
where, and actually, this Minar, we may be very close. Oh, there's a warning, possibly for Takavi fighting after the break, but we have to look here. It looks like Minar may be a little bit overwhelmed by the firepower of Takavi, and there's a count. We might find the officials ending the fight. We have not seen Minar fight. He has not been on the platform to see the power of this level of fighting. That's the disadvantage with him having those buys, and this fight may just be over.
Yeah.
Certainly the round for a second count, but I think we may see the platform, the officials.
So they call it a round win by Tagavi of Iran. But yeah, let's talk a little more about that, Tony. What the #1 priority above all else here is to minimize that inherent risk in combat.
Look at the punches that he just took, and some of those punches were actually to the back of the head there, partly because the fighter was turning his head, but that kick to the head was brutal.
He landed the right kick and then put his foot down, essentially being in southpaw for a moment with a fully loaded left kick. But here we see Minar enjoying the combat, looking like he wants to stay in it. But sometimes we protect the fighters from themselves.
Well, Robin, I will tell you, I'm looking very closely to see what will happen in the next exchange. We know these 85-kilogram fighters have some tremendous power. We have not seen that power from Minar, but we know from Tagavi that it's coming. It's very possible that with another flurry like we just saw, the officials will decide for Minar's safety to stop the fight if he's not able to protect and respond accordingly.
I hear some singing of Minar's name.
No, that's Iran. Iran.
That makes sense. And Iran
looks like we're close to a first off platform, but at another kick to the face, and we are going to have to watch closely to see what happens here.
Now, of course, we want to give the fighter every chance.
The platform referee is looking in the eyes of Minar just to make sure that he's alert enough after some of these punches and kicks that he's taking. Tagavi definitely the aggressor, and there's an off platform. It's dangerous that Minar is ducking his head down, so that overhand punch coming from Tagavi looks to land on the back of his head because he ducks his head down so much. But we might get another second off platform for him.
I think
there it is.
Yeah, as an experienced eye, I could see that Tagavi was actually using those weapons as threats to get his man Minar to back up so he could take him from the platform. A very honorable approach in round 2, knowing that he was able to outgun and outfire power and outskill his opponent. Had a very honorable approach there, and I appreciate that.
Looks like
the singing of Iran, Iran, as you pointed out, that didn't stop.
Republic of South Africa, one of those emerging areas for Sanda. As you mentioned, Minar ended up with buys early on, so he did not know what this felt like at the World Championship level on the Lei Tai with competitors that he might have engaged with earlier in the competition.
And worked his way up through good to very good to great.
We now have another 85-kilogram Robin. Now we have Vadzim Rolich from Belarus in blue fighting Ashraf Mohammed Abd El-Gwad Abdelhamid.
Abdelhamid of Egypt in the red. He has looked very good through his fights. A kick and a jab to an entry.
Rolich showing his ability to maneuver Abdelhamid in a throw.
Rolich was dominant in his fight yesterday. There's a switch kick to the head and then a go behind. 2 punches. Rolich starting to come on here. And a takedown. So I don't know if the judges saw every one of those things I just saw and described to you, but they were clean and they were calculating. Oh, just.
There's a case where Abdelhamid initiated the throw, but he actually lost the point. Rolich very calm in the fight, secure in what he's able to do. Ahead on points. Abdelhamid putting out some techniques. A nice push kick from Rolich.
Abdelhamid landed the right hand against it. 50 seconds remaining.
Abdelhamid sort of putting out a variety of what he thinks might earn him some points, whereas Rolich staying steady. Push kick, jabs, push kick, jabs.
Throwing the odd hook. They're trying
to spin kick.
The hook is available from the right hand of Abdelhamid, down a little bit. Push kick to make a little space.
Now he puts his hand down and Abdelhamid earns the point for that exchange.
Too relaxed, Vadzim here. Rolich. At least in that exchange he was, but here looking very good.
Off platform, and there is an example of holding your opponent so that Abdelhamid did not earn an off platform.
5 seconds remaining. Points for both, but it is Vadzim Rolich of Belarus with round 1. Turns him and burns him. Goes behind here. Then the reset, and he lands a few good punches there. There's the hook. Makes space off it, kicks, blocks, kicks again, but there. Maybe a little too relaxed. Good stuff from Abdelhamid there.
Robin, these fights have been so incredible. We've moved through, we're on our 20th fight, and it seemed like we just started.
It has been just a beautiful tournament as we go into round 2 of this one. And then some big boys to follow. Not that these aren't already big. Good stuff here by Abdelhamid.
Resounding thigh kick there from Rolich.
He lifted up for the check and then put the closed door left hook behind it. Jab right hand. And shoves him. Just pushes him down. Give me your lunch money.
Rolich able to read that off balance, falling into the technique of Abdelhamid as he tries to go for some points.
Sturdy.
Yeah, he's standing like a mountain is what I was going to say.
Big and strong, smart.
And fast. His exchanges, as you've pointed out, those punches, and able to put up that push kick. He knows how to keep his opponent away with just a simple push kick. Its timing is good.
Moves his head, sets up the 1-2. And again. And the hook and the kick.
Good coverage by Abdelhamid. That roundhouse kick was right at his head.
And catching that off the hands or the wrists or the forearms protects the head, but it hurts, it stings, you feel it in your skeleton, especially with a big man like this. 25 seconds remaining, it's all or nothing for Abdelhamid.
A pointed attack there for Abdelhamid. You can see him just trying to figure out what to do.
With 10 seconds left, it's got to be a big one, and he eats a straight right.
You see Rolik with his hand up. He can hear the...
And those gamesmanships are really a tool of combat, and he used them to maintain that space, create hesitation in his opponent, and win round 2, and a berth to face Tagafi of Iran tomorrow. That is a dominant one.
Kazan Rolik on through the finals.
We have 2 more divisions. Huge, really huge. The men's 90 kilogram semifinals coming up now. Rolich, it's an intimidating man. He earned that spot in the finals, that is for certain. And now, he honors everybody involved in the sport itself.
As disappointing as it may seem for so many of these fighters, making it to the semifinals in a grueling competition is a big accomplishment. You see them bandaged up as they move into the semifinals.
Rajinder Singh, he has been exciting. Milad Refi Magam of Iran in blue. He has also been exciting. This is a nice matchup. Men's 90 kilogram semifinals. Rajinder Singh of India in the red. Milad Refi Magam of Iran in the blue. And it is Iran.
Both off platform. Looked as if Magam had the off platform, but Singh brought him with him. Magam showing that if Singh puts that kick up, there's a risk of him being taken down with it if it's not fast enough. Singh definitely with long legs to make that reach, but Magam just gave him a bit of a warning, and there's an off platform. So it's one off platform for Rajinder Singh. Magam taking him off platform the second time in the first round over.
That's disappointing for Singh in India, but you can start fresh with a clear mind. And that will be the job of Singh's team corner to reset him. Front kick, takedown. Front kick, off platform. He's taken out one of the great weapons of Singh early. He said, you're going to use that weapon to try to score, but I'm going to score when you use it. Will it make Singh think better of using that push kick?
Here's where, from a training standpoint, you don't learn to stay on the lei tai in a minute during a break between rounds. This is something for training for his coaches to take away, because Magam has been able to show him in a very quick time he could take him off the lei tai. So as you said, hoping that Singh has something else in his arsenal, whether his hands, because putting his legs up is going to put him at risk now for being taken off the lei tai.
And he starts immediately with the front kick, but now goes into the grappling, and he is taken down.
Well, Magam has shown us in this competition, grappling is his forte.
He's also shown us in round 1 that catching kicks, another skill that he possesses.
And he pushes him off platform, but he goes with him. So Singh made a good adjustment there.
Magam up 1 round to 0 and up a couple of points here in round 2. And an inside trip with rotation to take Rajinder Singh down. Singh has looked fantastic through this tournament, and he is still every bit that great fighter, but he's got a man who knows how to beat him, and he's taking him off again.
You see the frustration in Singh going off the platform. In other rounds, Magham may have needed to keep his opponent on the platform to fight a little bit, but now getting to the semifinals, just one fight away from fighting for the gold, conserving energy for him is a strategy. So I would not be surprised to see him take him off the Leitai, and he does again. He does.
Off platform 2-1 and 2-2. That is the fight. Two great fighters. Arithi
Magham has moved into the finals of the men's 90 kilogram over Rajinder Singh of India.
We will see.
Rajinder Singh has shown us some great fighting throughout this competition.
And the good news for him is he now has something to target, to search for improvements. It's the constant goal of the martial artist, to find weaknesses, to find places, holes to cover, and new ground to develop. And Rajinder Singh and his team, this man, gave them new things to work on as Milad Arefi Magham moved through to the finals. The great martial artists appreciate being shown areas that they can improve upon. Magham was happy to oblige. And he goes through to the finals, and who will he face? Men's 90 kilogram semifinal number 2, Ilya Varchenya and Omar Nabdu Ali
of Egypt in blue.
Belarus in red, Egypt in blue. Both have looked very good, particularly Nabdu Ali has had some great moments. Very different fighters.
Firepower for Virginia coming out with his hands. Beautiful punching there.
Just by first glance, by look, by what we've seen, by body types, you would think Varchenya will not try to move forward too much. Maybe even back up while punching, which we see exactly right here. And try to maintain that gap between them. There is a particular distance at which he can touch, but Nabdu Ali cannot, without moving forward, maintain that gap. But it is Nabdu Ali
who's ahead on the scorecard.
Yeah.
In the first 30 seconds. What Ali is doing is putting in more technique, he's throwing out more technique for the judges to see. Virginia waiting a lot more to respond to what Ali gives. And he's just received a penalty, so 1-point penalty for clenching.
Which really isn't what he wants to do. But there he
got a roundhouse kick in.
And a retreating straight punch, and stays up.
Off platform. Ali able to get him off platform.
Varchenya will be able to generate a lot of force, and he eats a hard right and goes down again. So Omar Nabdu Ali from Egypt.
Varchenya's corner, trying to egg him on to what he started the fight with, which was the firepower from his hands.
When he retreats and punches, he actually does quite well. Well, you see it again, but he's going to go off. No, he gives it up to surrender a point instead of the round. Had he been taken off again, that would be the end of the round.
Ali still ahead in this first round as we close in on the last 30 seconds of the round. Comfortable lead over Varchenya.
At this size, and the giants that we will see after in our heavyweight semifinals. Knockouts are not uncommon. So even while being down points, Virginia, if he gets his offense going here, can change everything.
Here's a case where Ali is shown being the shorter fighter. He's been able to make up that distance and score inside the fighter with the longer reach. He's also scoring with push kicks, whereas we have seen that Virginia has not been able to use his legs to close that space and earn 2 points. And Virginia thought the round was over. We do hear the clock ticking down, but we still have 3 seconds left. And with that, Ali gets an additional point for the takedown. But the round goes to Omar Madou Ali of Egypt.
Some of the lighter weights, we have seen them try to score those points late. With these heavier weights, even when down quite a bit, when they bite down and commit to punches and kicks, you see even that jab and that hard right from Ali, you see the amount of force they can generate. So these fights are not over until they are over. Just opening up the nasal passage a little more.
خلاص حط هوك مايل شمال مايل اوكي حط اوفر ماشي خلاص يمين اهدى على خلاص اوفر يمين طلع يا اوفر طلع يا اوفر يمين يا هوك شمال مايل بص وبعد اي بوكسين اقعد لتحت اسمع بعد اي بوكسين اقعد على الارض هات الكعب اللي قدام
Virginia, who is first up on the lei tai.
هات الكعب اللي قدام اقعد على الارض هات الكعب اللي قدام مايل جدا عشان هو بيحط معايا مايل برضه وطي جدا في الهوك اليمين مايل بتاعك عشان هو بيحط معاك
Ali being sent back to his corner to clear off the water on his chest protection.
Coach sacrificing his jacket for its absorbent qualities.
Ali hoping to keep his strategy from the first round. And Virginia hoping to make something happen different.
Ali did 2 great things in those first 10 seconds. One, establish his punches that he wasn't just going to give away punching range, and also score a takedown for points, and he's looking for more, and he'll get it.
Looks like Virginia tried to get that spinning side kick in. Ali ahead already, and Ali has just made him pay for a second time with a spinning side kick that really wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, he slid out of the way, took the thigh, and pressured it to the mat. Ali looking very good now, and again reminding him, knuckle range does not belong to you. I will punch my way in as well.
Virginia holding on to avoid another off platform. Virginia really trying to hang in there and make something happen with Ali.
1 minute, 14 seconds remaining. Virginia has scored, but nowhere near enough. And the big man needs to let his hands go, but of course there's a risk that comes with that, as you see how crisp Ali's hands are. Now Ali.
So there, Virginia going for the off platform rather than attempting a takedown when he had the leg might be an indication that his wrestling skills really aren't strong enough for him, but he thought he could get that off platform. Ali just a little too skilled, and there Ali receiving a penalty for clinching. Virginia doing a little better job of being able to grab that front foot of Ali, but taken down again as we move into the last 38 seconds of the bout with Ali comfortably in the lead.
so aware in this fight of where he is, where you are, what's happening, had the time to glance at the scoreboard, has a full understanding of what is going on here with 30 seconds remaining. He's up a round. He's up a fair bit of points. He's winning the takedown exchanges. And although Vachenia held on to him there, not allowing the full off platform, it killed about 10 seconds of the clock in those moments. Barring a knockout by either man, the decision looks to be going for Omar Mabdou Ali of Egypt.
And Virginia just receiving a penalty as well for clinching.
This is it. We will have 3 more seconds. A head kick or a right hand would be the best options for Virginia, but not to be today. We've seen Ali let it out after his last couple of victories. He came here from Egypt to go to the finals. Mission accomplished, but the biggest match is yet ahead of him. Speaking of big, you don't see it on your screen yet, but there's something big coming out. Let's let Mabdou Ali celebrate a little more. Let him get his hand raised before we show you the big boys. It will be this man who has looked phenomenal, Omar Mabdou Ali of Egypt against Milad Arefi Magham of Iran. That will be your men's 90 kilogram final. Very mature and evolved performances from Ali. One more look, hard right hand, left kick to the body, catches it, pressures the thigh. Another right hand goes in again, deep on the takedown. A left hand, deep penetrating shots to the body. He looked good. Look at to the left of your screen. Zhang Yi. Globally, in the world of martial arts, this is an elite heavyweight.
Zhang Yi in the red from China, 90+ kilogram. Mozarati Ismail from Egypt in the blue.
Zhang Yi won his first fight by knockout, left hook, right hand. Knocked his man down for the count. The second fight dominated, including a giant throw, taking up his 250-pound-ish opponent up in the air and slamming him down on the ground.
Robin, I'm fairly certain that these men have faced each other in World Championship competition. I remember reffing. So they know what they're facing.
Spinning hook kick by the behemoth Yi.
And a takedown there.
I can't believe how smooth this big man is.
And another takedown.
This time 2 points. Spinning hook kick. By a true heavyweight. And a belly to belly. Big belly to big belly suplex.
Pushing off platform, 2 more points for Zhang Yi.
One of the most exciting Sanda players in the world, big Zhang Yi, but one of the great heavyweights in any combat arena, in my estimation.
Ismail's corner urging him to circle, use circular footwork, stay away from the edge. In a minute, someone's going to have an appointed attack.
Look at the footwork, the mobility. Now double underhooks by Zhang Yi.
Off platform.
Yep. Zhang Yi.
The round is over, twice off platform for Ismail of Egypt. Zhang Yi wins the first round. Zhang Yi.
Zhang Yi. Trip, turn, belly to belly. Punches, under, throw, plant, extract. This is a skilled big man and incredibly fun to watch. You can feel the gentleness in him. I don't know what it is. There's a stillness in this big, terrifying artist. Ismail getting some good instructions. He has to believe in his skills, Ismail. Commit. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Ismail, quite wisely,
He swept the back leg, actually.
Yeah. Lifted his leg to check, and he went through the check all the way to the back leg, now turning side kick.
Here is an example of Zhang Yi going up another level here.
Knockout in his opening round fight. Quarterfinals, finished the fight including an enormous throw over his head.
Here he's showing us some more of what's in his bag of weapons. There's his timing.
Circles out from the turning side kick and strikes. Round two.
Ismail's corner putting their hand up, worried about the punch being thrown to the back of the head, but it's actually because Ismail's turning and ducking his head down. Back of the head is not a legal striking area. But when the opponent turns his head, the contact is created.
Zhang Yi faked a hook, got a reaction,
Big
then
push kick.
threw the real hook just a little earlier. A complex fighter. And there tried to go
Second
through.
and off platform, 2 points.
He's up by a lot. No points on the board for Ismail. Couple more for Yi, and he will win this fight and this round and this fight.
If you've noticed, Zhang Yi has decided to battle. He hasn't really thrown him here. He is kicking and punching.
One more strike will end the fight. One more 2-point strike, or 2 singles. As Zhang Yi is up 11 points on many cards and 10 on one. And that should be enough.
That should be enough. That is enough. That should be enough for sure. It is.
It is. So 3 up, 3 down as Zhang Yi.
Zhang Yi of China wins by creating a greater 12 or greater point difference in his opponent, who he held actually at 0 for that round.
If he was just big or strong or exciting, that would be one thing. But this is a complex and highly evolved martial artist at this size. And I can't wait to see him in the finals. And this will be our last bout of the night. 2 more of the big men, the big boys. Let Zhang Yi enjoy and go through to the finals. One of the great big men in the world. Day 4. Look at that, through the guard and to the back leg, the post leg, pivoted out on the turning side kick. Space, push, off platform, and then finishes with another low kick, and then a takedown for the point gap. One more big fight to find out who will battle Zhang Yi in the finals. Daniel Florin Gita also won by knockout on round 1. And there's his opponent, Hamdriza Ghalipur of Iran.
Ghalipur in red of Iran, Daniel Florin Gita of Romania in blue. Our last semifinal match of the evening.
This has been a great pleasure for you, for us, for everybody here in attendance, Tony Sims, Robin Black on the call. It's been our great pleasure to commentate Sanda throughout the week. Today is day 4, World Wushu Championships in Kazan, Russia. This will be our last big fight of the day as we go into the finals tomorrow with 1 spot left to be claimed, and it will go to the winner of this fight, Golipur from Iran in the red, Gita of Romania in the blue.
We see contrasting our last match where we had those mountain men. We have tall, leaner 90+ kilogram fighters here.
Checked on the return kick there by Gita.
Neither fighter scoring yet in our first 30 seconds here. And we have one technique, and there's a roundhouse kick that sneaks in there from Golipur.
Those kicks to the thigh have got to hurt. Golipur has been credited with a 2-point strike for the kick.
Adjustment to the headgear.
Good to go. 1-1-1, 1 minute 11 seconds, round 1, very close. Separated by not much. Gita has been landing those low kicks.
Sure, but it's only seen by, those kicks have only been seen by 2 of the judges. Gita, the task for him is to earn some points here. Both fighters only with 1 technique each that the judges have seen as scoreable, and a few other points that are added, but a very low scoring round as we move into the last 35 seconds here. And a throw there, a clean throw by Golipur. Earns him 2 points.
That's big.
There's another roundhouse kick to the torso, so he's mounting some points there.
Gita's bashing away at the legs, but not scoring. 18 seconds remaining. Golipur up by a significant margin, looking to push him off. That'll do it if he does. Those extra 2 points may be insurmountable here in this round. Will Gita try to score?
Golipur is holding from the top. If he's going to be able to hold on, he has a hold under the arm. That's why Golipur was able to push Gita off. Golipur has the first round.
And the Iranian team, fans, supporters, they like it. Great work. Midriza Golipur of Iran. Caught that kick, pressured the face, drove forward. Landed that one to the body. And off platform to boot.
Hamidreza Golipur showed us that he stayed with his strategy there, whereas we didn't see Gita, who was contending, earn enough points there in that round. Defense is not going to be enough where you need to earn points to get ahead of your opponent. Again, we've had, Robin, a few days of battle for these opponents.
And at heavyweight, the impact is higher. Even if Golipur wins this round and wins this fight, those leg kicks matter. The muscles of the leg do not take kindly to having the bone of the shin drive into that tissue. And they stiffen on the next day.
Hamidreza gets a roundhouse kick up to the face.
He's ahead early.
And a side kick to give him 2 more points. Gita trying to get a sweep and take down, and he does.
He's in it. He's got a man who's been evading.
Right, and he's making Galapur think a little bit harder about what the next technique is. Gita presses that forearm into,
He might have
and he
this.
has an off platform of his own to Galapur.
Minute 10 seconds remaining. Gita pulls ahead on a couple of judges' scorecards and changes the meaning of the position when you're near the edge here. Looking for it again. Oh. Oh, the audience does not like that one, but seems factual to me. He went off shortly after.
They want to appeal that decision. It's taken a second there. They're looking for the paddle to hold the appeal.
Now, what would be the detail we're looking for here? Because Galapur was down, fully down, before Gita left the platform.
So in this instance, what they are appealing is that the platform referee had already called stop. And so when he stepped off the platform, they don't view that as his forward momentum from a technique with his opponent, but literally that he was just relaxed after the platform referee had already called stop. So they saw that he held on long enough.
So the review will actually be watching the hands of the platform referee. So that is where they stopped it, but what they are reviewing is the off-platform moment. And the review in this case will actually be to see if the referee made that signal.
So in the case of the appeal, they actually have to write out the appeal. This is all new, Robin. They write out the appeal at the moment. It's reviewed by the appeals committee, who will review the official documentation. So you literally see them filling out the appeal form after indicating. Now they are bringing over the official footage to the appeals desk, whereas before they had to walk over. So everyone's adjusting to this new platform, and they're looking at the official competition footage, and it looks like our camera is there.
My humble opinion, the only observation I would make is that written appeal perhaps could be done verbally to somebody of authority, and then they carry that verbal statement on.
The requirement, that's a great point, Robin, except the requirement is that people have to be very clear on what they're appealing. And as you know, with multiple languages here, the 2 languages that are recognized, Chinese and English, so they need to write this appeal, and let's see what happens.
The hands. Where's the signal? What? Well, he did not signal the end of action, did he?
This will be a very interesting one because he was still moving and stepped backwards. Unlike our other appeal where the opponent was literally holding on, the opponent was holding on to his competitor and he pulled away so that there was no contact. So they are appealing that his momentum was still carrying him off the platform. It's very slow momentum, but he was still moving, and he moved off the platform.
And now, had he chosen not to resist that momentum, he could have.
Well, we've seen competitors move around that very edge of the platform and not go off. We have seen a number of our fighters, particularly our Korean fighters, have been very adept at staying on with just inches on the platform and not going off. In this case, he chose to step off.
And what it is, if it turns out that stands, which I think it may, it's a lapse in concentration. That's what it is. You see
So
here he
we
knows he's
have
fine, and he kind of forgets.
Push, and he was moving.
Yeah. And just a lack of concentration, just a little lapse in his focus, because if he's focused, he suddenly clues in, hey, I'm at the edge, I must resist.
They have a decision.
He has the ability to resist, and he could have resisted. But sort of with fatigue comes mental fatigue, and with mental fatigue comes errors in judgment, and I think that's what happened there. Could he have stopped himself? He could have. But did he? He did not.
Our announcer will make the announcement for our audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, the decision of the appeal committee. Дамы и господа, решение апелляционного комитета. Judgment is correct.
Yes.
Судейство было верно.
So here's a case where not everyone has the opportunity to review the footage the way we just did.
Yeah.
When they go back and look at the fight, they'll have an opportunity to see. But the passion in the moment and not being able to see a replay of it, and that may be something that we move to.
It's interesting too. Sometimes you don't understand even after, because there were fans of the Iranian team wearing Iranian Wushu shirts also booing. So they may not have seen what it was. It's a complex thing for sure, but it's there to make sure that the right things happen. And what we have is...
We're in round 2 here, Robin, with off-platform.
And that is it.
Our second off-platform for Gita, pushing his opponent off.
Hamdriza Gulipur of Iran will meet Zhang Yi of China.
A really joyous moment there for Gita, and hopefully a joyous moment for Gulipur, and Gita very disappointed, but hopefully we can get him on the platform. And between the competitors, sportsmanship demonstrated, and that's what we hope to see.
Yes, and he thanks everyone.
Glad to see that.
So, Gita's World Championships ends here, and Hamdriza Gulipur will meet Zhang Yi of China, the mountain.
Gulipur, understandably overjoyed to move to the finals of the 14th Wushu World Championships.
There we're seeing Gita's moments as well. But then Gulipur spins him and pushes him during the trip. And that wraps it up. So we have our final set for the 14th World Wushu Championships in Kazan, Russia. Women's 48 kilogram, women's 52 kilogram, 56 and 60 and 65. So far, men's 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, and the heavyweights, Zhang Yi and Hamdriza Gulipur. We will get to finals tomorrow evening. We also have a session tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. local time. We thank you, the audience. We thank all of these fighters. We truly appreciate the judges, the platform referees, and most of all, you at home. This has been a wonderful tournament, and we go through to the finals. Tony, your thoughts on day 4?
Well, we always hope when we get to this level of competition, we see the incredible art of Sanda at its best, and certainly today, we had a full roster of fights that showed us everything from great power, great speed. We also had our mix of drama with appeals here, and we just had a full menu of Sanda today, and it's great to see. We saw fights that were won. We saw fights that were won because of differentials from a display by opponents. And that's incredible to see.
The Mansouri and Samarumi girls were awesome as well. And the big boys at the end of the day. For Tony Sims, I am Robin Black. We thank the International Wushu Federation. Once again, the fighters, everybody involved, and you at home, please join us for the finals tomorrow, the morning session and the evening session, 14th World Wushu Championships from Kazan, Russia. We'll be back tomorrow to enjoy the hostilities, my friends.